Business planning too, or family planning. You know, you wake up one day and the sun's out and everything's going great, and then by noon, the moon has covered the sun and there's an eclipse.
So, podcast number 2. We have made it past the point where most podcasts don't make it to.
So we're a success already.
Yeah, we're a success already. Today is the eclipse, so we figured we'd be in uniform. And we also wanted to kind of base our podcast today around the eclipse and talk about, some of the financial eclipses that we have and that we've seen. I'm going to take these off. That's annoying. So what do you think?
Well, just like some people don't, you shouldn't look directly at the sun. Some people won't want to look directly at their financial situation. What do you think of that?
Ooh.
It's very true, though. The bills eclipse their income. That could be another one, right? How do you get a handle on that situation? Do a budget. How many people want to do a budget? Nobody. Nobody wants to do a budget.
Yeah.
But it's reality. Your retirement reality eclipses your retirement savings. That could be another one, right?
It's just one of those things you have to sit down and do before it gets ahead of you. If you don't go to the doctor once you're really sick or once whatever, right? You go to the doctor every single year and you make sure you're up to date with your health and you make sure you're taking care of yourself. It's the same thing, right? If you aren't sitting down with a professional, if you aren't talking through these things with your spouse, if you're not setting plans in place, what do they always say? Failure to plan is planning to fail, right? So if you don't sit down and do those things, just like your health, it's going to catch up to you and coming to us once it's already happened. We can sometimes do something, but it's...
Your children's college years are suddenly upon you, and it's like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Right? So you can borrow money. You can cash flow it. That's pretty tough. Or make your kids borrow money. Sometimes from a loan perspective, there's a good choice there as far as interest rates go and whatnot. But mostly, you don't want that sneaking up on you. You don't want to wake up when they're 16 years old and say, oh, what are we going to do now? Business planning too, or family planning. You wake up one day and the sun's out and everything's going great. And then by noon, the moon has covered the sun and there's an eclipse. That is what happens. The moon goes over the sun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that works. Somebody passes away, somebody gets sick, somebody loses their job. What have you done to prepare for any of that? Getting your legal affairs in order, your trust, your will, your powers of attorney, your medical powers of attorney.
Yeah.
By the time you need them, if you haven't done them, it's too late. So you really got to think through all that stuff. And sure, you can go online and get a lot of this stuff outlined and make you start thinking about what's important, but you don't know what you don't know. And that's where the use of an advisor comes into play. Somebody that's been there, done that, seen all of these life events occur, and can walk you through these various things.
Yeah. I mean, again, like going back to the medical stuff again, right? You can go online and probably figure out some of the medical stuff yourself, but you don't know what you don't know, and you don't want to mess up on that stuff.
Yeah.
Just like with finances, you could probably figure out some of it online, but you're going to miss a lot of things that you just don't know about, right? So it's almost like there's an overwhelming amount of resources within there, so it's almost too much.
It is. I mean, how many of us buy a gadget, put it together ourselves using the instructions, and end up with 5 or 6 pieces that we didn't know what to do with, and the whole machine's going to fall apart because we didn't get some help.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
No, I was a big Lego guy. So
Yeah, that's true. You're a big Lego guy. Yeah.